I'm the Art and Design Coordinator for Art for Life at Musgrove Park Hospital. Art for Life has been delivering an art programme at Musgrove for about 20 years now. So we use art and design to create high quality, distinctive, welcoming and sensitively considered environments that support and inspire our patients, visitors and staff. This is just an example of some of the projects at Musgrove. We engage patients in arts participation to help relieve stress and anxiety and contribute to the healing process and raise awareness and understanding of health issues, whilst involving the community of the hospital in contributing to arts projects and activities. So my challenge is, I've got 20 slides at 20 seconds, thereabouts, to talk about how cross-sector collaboration has broadened, strengthened and challenged our work and how innovation shapes our approach. I want to show you first of all this photo of our office, because I think it shows really clearly where we sit within the trust, within capital projects. And for me, that highlights our cross-sector working. Before I talk about a specific project that we recently ran, I wanted to mention some of the challenges that we as an organisation face working within the healthcare environment. It's an acute hospital that's got approximately 700 beds. It employs over 4,000 members of staff on a site that occupies about 32 acres. So our environment is large, it's highly charged, as you can imagine, and ever-changing, with a very broad community of patients, visitors and staff. And working in this environment requires, I believe, constant thoughtfulness and consideration. We're continually asking ourselves whether a project or an artwork is appropriate, whether it's accessible, relevant. Will it really make a difference and support the trust vision for the hospital? And we can't, and I don't think we should, deliver that work in isolation. So our challenge is to find the most appropriate and innovative ways to listen and to respond so that we ensure that our work is relevant and has real impact, that it's understood and is of the highest quality, so we can bring that true benefit to the hospital and its patients, visitors and staff. So I want to tell you a story that involves ice cream and desperate men. And it's the story of a recent event that we held at Musgrove Park. It's a project that I think shows an innovative approach to working cross-sector. The venue was an internal courtyard space that we have within the hospital's main building that Art for Life had previously worked on with a number of artists. And to set the scene, this space sits right off the main, or one of the main and very busy corridors in the hospital, and it's surrounded by outpatients on the ground floor and wards on the other two levels. The event was about three things. Firstly, raising awareness of Art for Life. Secondly, challenging people to think about design within an acute hospital setting. And thirdly, gathering information from our audience that would inform our future work. And this event responded to a previous event we'd had a couple of years ago, where it was really clear that Art for Life's role in terms of the arts within the hospital was quite understood, but that our design role wasn't. So our collaborators were a theatre company from Bristol called Desperate Men, who played a film crew for the day. Our reward and enticement for coming was ice cream, which always works in my experience. It's always good to bring food into the equation and to make people smile. And our talking point, our engagement tool, was Top Gear style cool wall that we brought to Musgrove Park Hospital. So on the wall we had images of good and bad design. And we used these images, just leave those up there for a second because there's some quite amusing images there. We used those images in a very playful and hopefully non-threatening way as a game to encourage people into a discussion with us about why they thought specific images they were placing on the cool wall, whether it was on the sub-cool section, for example, you know, why had they put it there? What was it about that image and about that piece of design that for them was sub-cool? Alongside the cool wall, we got people to answer 2 questions. This was the ticket. You couldn't get an ice cream until you'd actually completed your answers to these 2 questions. So what was your favourite artwork in the hospital and why? And were there particular spaces within the hospital that you enjoyed? Has the event challenged, strengthened and broadened our organisation? Yes, I think it has. I think it raised the debate about design within an acute hospital setting, and it continues to make us consider how best we can contribute to our healthcare setting, working in collaboration across the sectors of art, design and healthcare. I wanted to leave you with a quote defining health from the World Health Organization, and an image that I think demonstrates the need for us all to think outside of our box and the benefits if we do. This is a street in Montreal where they've installed these musical swings that light up as you're swinging. And for me, it's just an absolute example of when people do think outside of their boxes and they do collaborate, then great things can happen. Thank you.